Why is it that I feel like this is about to be the most chaotic repotting video I have ever done before? Hi everyone! So the day has finally come that we're going to be repotting this giant plant back here, my Ctenanthe luberciana. I know I've been telling you guys for months and months and months that it needs to be repotted, and it's 100% my own fault that it still hasn't been done because I have totally been procrastinating, you guys, because it has grown, as you can see, into a rather large plant. It's got multiple support sticks in there holding up its crazy branches. I just feel like this is going to be one of the hardest repots I've ever had to do. It is probably really more of a two-person job, but it's just me, so I'm gonna have to make do. And if you're wondering why on earth we are doing this in my bedroom, this is not my preferred place to repot large plants. I prefer to do them in my tiled entryway so I don't have to be concerned about getting dirt and whatever else all over my carpet. However, this will be the first large plant that I have repotted since having 3 cats again. And it was hard enough when I had 1 cat to keep him out of all of the stuff while I was repotting a large plant in the entryway. I don't even want to think about trying to herd 3 cats while I do it. And if I try to shut them all away in a room, you just be hearing screams and cries and scratching all in the background throughout the video. So we're gonna make do here. I feel like I need a repotting mat like 5 times bigger than this. Hopefully don't make a huge mess or too big of a mess, but let's just get into this. Oh my God, I'm kind of dreading it. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm really kind of dreading this repot. And this is good practice though, because I'm pretty sure we need to repot my regular Monstera deliciosa, and it's got even more stakes and it's even bigger than this. So this is going to be a test run for doing that plant. But I did run out earlier today, got a nice big 3-gallon pot. Yes, that is right, 3-gallon pot. I'm honestly not 100% certain what size the pot is that this one is currently in. This is probably slightly more than one size pot size up, but as I have mentioned to you guys a lot lately, this is a rhizome-based plant. It's a member of the prayer plant family of plants, and those plants, in my experience, get root bound again super fast if you only take them up 1 pot size. So that's why I got this big old pot. I mean, this is like the largest pot I have ever directly planted a house plant in, you guys. Kind of crazy. It does have drainage holes, just in case anybody is wondering. And we are going to be putting this into my forest floor mix. I think he's already in my forest floor mix, but let's go ahead and pull Bambi, as I like to call him. If you don't know, Ctenanthe luberciana is also known as a bamburanta, one of those two plants. So I have nicknamed this plant Bambi or Bams for short. So let's get him out of his cover pot, and then we'll see about getting him out of the nursery pot and see what we're working with. And I am using the annoying lav mic, clip-on mic microphone today, you guys, which is not my favorite thing to use, but hopefully the audio is good. I just figured it'd be easier since I'm gonna have to be moving around a lot. Now, another thing, as you guys can see, is this plant has been killing off a lot more leaves. And as I mentioned to you recently, that's one of the reasons that I knew that this probably needed to be repotted. But over the course of the last few weeks, you guys, it's gotten a lot worse. Like, it's killed off, I can see a whole vine down here. Hold on. I brought my snip somewhere. Let me just snip this off so I can show you. And it's still pumping out a ton of new growth, so I'm not worried that something's going wrong. But hopefully you guys can see right here, this whole vine, it's kind of hard to see here. This was all petioles with leaves, has completely died off, and there's just a lot more leaves dying off in there. You guys, I'm probably gonna get cut in and out of this frame. I'm gonna do my best. This is hands down probably the largest plant that I've repotted with you guys. So we're gonna make do the best we can. There is a lot of extra floral nectary stickiness going on this plant. Okay, I don't know if I should take out the supports. I mean, I feel like the branches are gonna flop everywhere and we're gonna risk them like breaking off. So I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can get him out of this pot without having to like pull the supports out first. Oh my God, I just feel like this is gonna be a nightmare, you guys. It's gonna be a nightmare. Just bear with me. It'll be a good learning experience for when you have to do a repot for a large plant if you've never done one before. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can feel the bulges in the pot. The pot is so tight. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be difficult. All right, I need something to work down along the edge of the pot, like a butter knife or something. I'm gonna go grab that real quick because it's so tight I can't loosen it up just by squeezing. think I'm gonna grab my scissors too because we may have to cut this pot off. All right, you guys, here we go with the butter knife. Oh my gosh, some of these branches are still just, oh. I probably should have bought, while I was at Callaway's earlier, because I had to get more soil amendments, I should have bought some more supports because it needs it. Hopefully you guys can see this just flopping around over here, but we'll see. If I have to run out and buy some more supports, I will run out and buy some more supports. Oh my goodness. This is... I should not have let this go this long, you guys. Not fun. Oh. While I am loosening this up, you guys, you will be watching this video while I am in Miami at the International Aroid Show, and I will be filming that for you, so you will be getting that video next weekend. But if you didn't catch my post that I did earlier this week on YouTube on the community tab, Doc Block, as in the Doc Block, who creates all the gorgeous Anthurium hybrids that we've all come to know and love, such as Doc Block F2, Doc Block Michelle, Doc Block Zara, Zara by Michelle, Red Velvet Cake, all the beautiful Anthuriums. He reached out to me after watching my video on my favorite Anthuriums about, I guess maybe almost a month ago now, and was telling me how he appreciated my video, wanted to connect with me. We had about an hour and a half long FaceTime call, and I got to see a little preview of his place. And he does have a conservatory with plants. Huge, it's a pretty large piece of property that he lives on. So some beautiful gardens and landscaping. And then of course his greenhouses where he has all his Anthuriums that he breeds. And so he has graciously invited me out to his place while I'm in Miami to film a tour and do a little interview with him. So I am super excited about that. That will be happening. If you're watching this video the day it's released, it'll be happening tomorrow. And so I did post on my YouTube channel to comment in the comments on that post and let me know if you have any questions you'd like me to ask him. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and get your last minute questions in before tomorrow. You will get that video the weekend after next. You guys, I think I'm gonna have to cut this pot off. This is like, just trying to get the butter knife down in there is not going well. Okay, this side's a little bit looser. That's promising. Which is funny because this is the side that faces the east window that's behind me, so you would think, well, I guess maybe that's true with the leaves. You get more leaves growing towards the light, but I don't know, for some reason I just feel like this side would also be more root bound because this is a rhizome-based plant, so I would figure it would send up more new shoots closer to the edge of the pot on the side that faces the window, so not sure why the other side is tighter. All right, you guys, I'm just gonna cut it off like I'm making zero progress. Well, I said I was gonna cut it off, you guys, but that is proving slightly difficult as well. I feel like I need a pair of bull cutters or something for this. Maybe we'll have better luck with the Crocodile Dundee knife that you guys always get excited when I bring out. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a bit sharper than my scissors. I also want to be really careful not to cut through the roots. It's just the thick part of the top of the pot that is giving me trouble initially getting the roux. Oh yeah, that did the trick, you guys. We are through the thick top part. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bams. Look at you. You are so root bound. You are not happy. Those roots look like they've been getting way too dry, which is probably why I'm losing so many leaves. Hopefully you guys can see that. Rotate this a little bit. You guys see how root bound that is in there? Oh my goodness. Poor Bams. All right. I finished getting this pot off of her, him, her. I don't know, this one of those plants, sometimes I call it a him, sometimes I call it a her. I don't know. me see if I can get this plant up where you can see how root bound that is. I'm probably gonna make a mess. Let me move you closer in. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see just how crazy root bound this plant is. I feel so bad. It's been drying out so fast. I can tell some of those fine roots have a little bit of dry rot, but all in all, like it doesn't look like it's spreading, which sometimes roots, when they die off of dry rot, they don't become like a problem for the other roots. They just become dead mass in there. But beyond that, this plant's root system is looking really healthy. It is already in my forest floor mix, which is good, so we don't have to worry about trying to remove any of that soil. So let me get the old pot out of the way, and then we will start moving this poor plant into the new pot. Then we're gonna have to figure out restaking up these branches. We need to trim off all of the dead stuff so that this plant can get back to looking its best. All right, guys, so hopefully you can notice on that side, like all the branches look flopped over now. That's because in the process of taking this out of the pot, a bunch of the supports, or a bunch of the branches came detached from the supports, and some of them I had supported on each other. They're all supported by tiny little hair clips. Actually, this one right here is supported by a giant hair clip that I've been looking for. I couldn't remember what happened to that, but now I know. It is holding my plant's branches up. So that's why they've all flopped over. If you're wondering why it's like so top heavy like that, several reasons. One, this is just kind of how Ctenanthes grow, and as you guys have seen in a recent video of mine where I showed you my Ctenanthe trio star and what it's doing lately, it's sending up now very tall, long branches like this and then pushing leaves out of the top. It is something that Ctenanthes and Stromanthes do. However, this plant also, quite honestly, you guys, it's in a low light situation. I think. I don't have a professional light meter, but I'm telling you right now, it is so far, I say it all the time, you guys, it's so far away from an let me try this again. An east-facing window over here, and my southern-facing window's way over there, that by all logic, it shouldn't be happy at all, but clearly it is. Look how root-bound it is and how big it's gotten, but that probably has led it to grow a little bit more lanky than it normally would. But I could be wrong about that. If anybody else has a Ctenanthe luberciana and they have it growing in like a brighter light situation, like perhaps right next to an east-facing window, and you have this happen too, let me know. I'll feel better. But that has probably contributed partly to it, but that's also just part of how it grows. All right, so like I said, I've got my forest floor mix mixed up here. I have a feeling this is not gonna be enough. I'm probably gonna need to mix up another batch. So let me make sure this is all well combined. We're just gonna add a little bit into the bottom because honestly, that root ball, like the pot that was in, is not that much shallower than this new pot. So gotta be careful not to put too much in the bottom. Now, the nice thing about Ctenanthes and Stromanthes, in my experience so far anyway, is that unlike my Calathea, that just get giant tubers all up in the bottom that push the plant up out of the pot, I have not really had that experience with my Ctenanthes or my Stromanthe. They do not tend to get to the point where they're getting shoved up out of the pot. So that's nice. At least I don't have to worry about that happening right away or anything like that. All right. I feel like their dirt is gonna get on the carpet. Like I have this hanging over the edge of the potting mat, but I don't know. It is what it is. At least it's not brand new carpet. I mean, I had all the carpet replaced in this house except for in this room when I moved in, because this carpet in this room actually looked relatively new. I now regret that decision, you guys, because it got like, I don't know, maybe it's just not a very high quality carpet. It just has gotten, you know how carpet gets like matted down? Like even if you're vacuuming it once a week, having it like professionally cleaned once a year, like it just kind of, the fibers get matted down over time. And I feel like with a high quality carpet, that doesn't happen as quickly as with a less high quality carpet. And I'm feeling like this is a less high quality carpet. And honestly, oh yeah, definitely just got some dirt on the floor there. Honestly, maybe I should undo that snap and I can put it on here like this. Maybe that'll be better. Honestly, guys, when I do eventually have the flooring redone in this room, I will probably not have carpet put in. I'll probably do some kind of hard flooring, just because I have so many plants in here that I am hauling back and forth all the time, and water like some water drips on the floor, some dirt gets on the floor. It probably would just make, plus I'm just walking so much through here getting plants and stuff that it probably makes more sense to do hard floors, which honestly, I'm not a huge fan of hard floors in bedrooms because I just don't like, especially in the wintertime, waking up in the early morning or in the middle of the night and having to walk on a freezing cold floor. And I can't afford to have the heated kind of floors installed. All right, let's see if that is enough bottom soil in there, and hopefully not too much. I am happy that we didn't have to, top heavy over there, have to remove the supports. Oh my goodness, oh boy. I'm probably gonna have to run to Callaway's and get some more supports. Unless I have some in my, the closet I store them in, but I don't think I do because I am realizing now, you guys, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 supports in here, but they are all on this side. Here's the 2 furthest to this side. I think I just had, I had some of these on this side attached to this support, and then I think I had the rest attached to other plants, but clearly that's not working anymore. Clearly I need like at least 1, probably 2 more supports on that side. Plus, when I first started putting these supports in here, here's the top, you guys. Hopefully you can see, like, here, compared to this branch is the top. When I put these in, you could see the top of these just a little bit. And now it's gotten so much taller than I probably need like taller supports. So I might have to make a trip so we can do that. But all right, let me see. Let's see if this is enough in the bottom here. Honestly, it's still sitting a little bit too low. Oh my gosh, you're so top heavy on that side. Oh, don't fall over. Stay put. I am so worried, you guys, that also when I went to buy more soil amendments, they had everything I needed except for the pine bark that I use, and I'm extremely low on it. So if I have to mix up much more soil, I'm not gonna have enough pine bark to do it. I'm telling you. I should have like stocked up. I can order it on Amazon, you guys, but it's actually cheaper to get it at Callaway's, and it's the same type, but they stop carrying it in the fall. But I feel like normally they don't stop carrying it until like October, and it's still September. So I was kind of bummed. The other Callaway's on the opposite end of the road from the one I went to, they might have it. So when I run out to get the supports, I might go to that one. I might have to go to that one because if we need to mix up more soil and I don't have enough, we're going to be SOL, as they say. Oh my goodness. I feel like those branches are going to break off on that side, constantly picking this up like this. Okay, that's good. That is good, that is good, that is good. All right, you're going to be so much more happy. So much more happy. Just checking the roots, you guys, because I want to make sure they're not like crazy dry to the point that I'm going to put this in here and then I'm going to have a weird rot situation. No, I think they're fine. I think it's just there's so many so pressed against the edge that they were drying out too quickly, and that's why we're getting all that leaf loss, because the soil in the center of this still feels decently damp. I'm not sure how long it's been since I've watered it, maybe 4 days or so. I usually go about 7 or 8. Not anymore. I should be able to go way longer. And I knew just for how frequently I was having to water it, you guys, that it needed repotting, because I used to be able to go almost like 20 days when I first put it into that last pot it was in without watering it. All right, I'm just gonna start filling this back in. I know you guys can't see much. I tried to do the close-up shot for you too over here on this lovely camera, but with all of these leaves in the way, it's kind of hard for you guys to see what I am doing. So my apologies. This is just like kind of how it goes with big plants. It's really kind of hard to film. It might be a little bit easier if I had somebody to film for me, like they can walk in closer with the camera and back out, and you know, maybe one day I will have somebody I can either pay to do that or somebody who's a friend who won't mind just coming and helping me do it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't think I'm gonna have enough pine bark for the amount of soil we are going to need. Oh, this pot is quite a bit bigger than I really realized. I'm also way behind today. I was supposed to start filming this like 2 hours ago, but it took so long to set up. It's so awkward when you've never filmed like a repot. When you film a repot in a different situation, it's like, you gotta figure out where to put the cameras. What's the right height? How is this gonna work? Is my head gonna get cut off? Yes, periodically it is, because I will have to stand up. It's just an interesting thing, you guys, but that's okay. We'll get it done. The only reason I'm like having a little bit of anxiety about my being a bit behind schedule with this today is because I just have so much to do to get ready to go to Miami, and I am like, I feel like I'm not going to have enough time to get it all done before I have to leave, because I fly out Friday afternoon. I'm telling you, I'm just going to try not to have like a complete and total anxiety attack, panic attack, breakdown before then. I got to get my house cleaned for my cat sitter that is coming. And that is another thing, you guys. Hopefully I have a cat sitter, because let me tell you, my preferred cat sitter told me she won't know until the day before if she can for sure do it. Oh my gosh, Bams, come on. We got to keep this side up some. You're tilting. You are tilting. And you're coming off center. Less tilted, still center. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so what I was trying to say, you guys, is my preferred cat sitter doesn't know or isn't going to know until like the day before if she can definitely come. I've given her my itinerary and everything. She's totally prepared to do it. She actually has never cat sit the new cats. Last time she cat sat for me was when I turned 40 and I went to Hawaii for my birthday. So that'll be 3 years ago in January. So yeah, she hasn't even met the boys yet. She's supposed to come by tomorrow or the next day to meet them and everything. So I can give her the rundown if she's the one that stays here. But I had I take it back. I had one contingency plan who told me they would do it, and just to let them know, like, if she ended up being able to do it, and so they wouldn't have to come do it. Well, they flaked on me. Like, I sent them my itinerary last week for Miami, and they were like, oh, I can't do anything for you that weekend. I'm going to a concert. Okay, why didn't you tell me that when you found out you were going to concert? Like, no apology or anything, you guys. Like, I was like, did you just forget? Like, I have no idea. It was just so bizarre. Like, I ended up, like, I kept thinking about how I was going to respond to it. And I was like, you know what? Let's just take the high road and just thumbs down the text and leave it at that, which is what I did, because I was highly annoyed, you guys. So then I reached out to my family to see if they would help. Yeah. Let me mix up some more soil and then I'll fill you in on that. All right, you guys, I got some more forest flora mixed up. As usual, if you are new here and you're not familiar with my soil mixes, I will post a link to that video down below in the description for you. All right, you guys, so I still think we're not gonna have enough soil. I was gonna say I think we might have enough soil, but we might not. I just used all the rest of the pine bark, so we'll see how far we get here. Hopefully we can get at least near the top. Hopefully we can at least cover the top edge of the root ball as is right now. But while I am adding this back in, so I thought for sure when I found out that my contingency cat sitter canceled on me, could get one of my parents to come up here and stay with the cats. I vaguely remember when I told them that I was going to be going to Miami, them saying they were going to be out of town or something like that, but I went back and I double checked my message from my dad, and the dates for when he was going to be out of town were for last month. So I was kind of confused. So I reached out to them and was like, can one of you please, if I need you to, I won't know until like the day before, can you come up here and stay with the cats? Well, you guys, apparently my niece's second birthday party is happening while I'm in Miami, I guess Saturday. I honestly didn't even know the date or the time for her birthday party until my dad mentioned it to me when I reached out earlier or I guess into last week, asking if one of them could come stay up here. Oh, let me try that again. Come up here and stay with the cats if need be. And nope, they're refusing to miss her birthday party. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, you guys. I mean, in case you didn't catch the memo, the whole reason I'm going to Miami is because Palm Street is graciously sending me to Miami as a brand ambassador for them. I've already signed a contract to go do this. Like, I cannot back out. Not to mention the fact that getting invited out to Doc Block's place is like a huge deal, you guys. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to go see all those plants in person, especially after I got the sneak preview on the FaceTime call. So this is not something I can miss. So I'm stressing a little bit out, as I'm sure you can imagine. Now, for those of you hold on, you guys. I think I'm gonna switch sides. I feel awkward. Like I feel like I'm gonna have my back to you if I am over there. It's a learning curve for filming large repots in the future now that I have 3 cats again. Okay, I think that's better. There we go. All right, am I even in frame? Probably not. Just scooch over this away, you guys. So difficult. Okay, so for those of you who might be wondering, well, why don't you just board the cats? First of all, boarding 3 cats is expensive. Second of all, I will not board them at any standard place. I do not like the idea of my cats being in a cage the size of a cage that they were in when they were up for adoption where I adopted them from. Like, I don't want them living in a giant house, having free roam, to be stuck in a cage for what will be the equivalent of 3 full days. Like, I don't like that. I boarded my last cats. Well, of my last 3 cats, I never boarded Toby, the youngest. I boarded Tiny and Ben, the 2 older ones, or the first 2 I had once. And when first of all, when I saw the size of the cages, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I left them here for like 10 days, I think. And Tiny had never been in a cage before in her life because she was rescued off the street. She wouldn't come out of the cage. They couldn't even clean her litter box, like get her out of there to clean her litter box. They had to like have somebody to distract her through the bars of the cage on one side while somebody else tried to get the litter box out so she wouldn't attack them. She was so livid about being put in that cage and boarded. I couldn't even put her in a cat carrier for the longest time to take her to the vet. It was crazy. So like, I just never boarded them again. Now, if you're wondering like, well, can't you just have somebody come over and give them some food in the morning, in the evening? No, I can't because of Theo. Theo is a little glutton, you guys. He is so food driven. He tries to steal human food now because the person who flaked out on cat sitting for me the last time she cat sat, her boyfriend was over here and managed to let him get, I believe, a bite of salmon, and it was game over. Theo never tried to grab human food before that, but after that, like, I open the refrigerator, he comes running. If I have something in the microwave, he will stand and put his paws up if the microwave's door is open, up on the edge of the microwave, and try to get in there and see what it is and try to steal it. You leave a packaged, like a bag of chips on the counter, he will steal it, shred it open, and eat the chips. He is a pig. If I am not careful and I have a new bag of cat food in the pantry on the shelf, he will climb up there, rip a hole in the bag, and then start eating all the food off the floor as it falls out. He is crazy. And because of that, I cannot just leave food out like you normally can with cats, like I could with Toby. And honestly, I definitely could do this with Scooter because Scooter still grazes, which is another problem. We'll get to that in a second. And George was a grazer when I adopted him, but he learned real quick that I give you all your food and you better eat it right then, because if you don't, Theo's gonna eat what's left, or I'm gonna take up what you didn't eat because Theo's gonna eat it. So George figured it out real quick. So I had to feed them all in separate rooms because of Theo. Theo eats all of his food way more quickly. He's like Hungry, Hungry Hippo. You guys remember the game? Hungry, Hungry Hippo, where you're like, shh, and the thing's just eating the marbles crazy fast. That's what he looks like when he eats. He acts like he hasn't eaten in a year, and like he'll never be able to eat again. Like this is gonna be his last meal. So he's just crazy. He finishes his food like at least 5 to 10 minutes before the other 2. And so then George will eat all of his food and I'll let him out from where I fed him, and all will be good until they get their wet. So if we do this for breakfast, then they get a wet food treat, a little wet food treat in the middle of the day, and then all's good until the evening. But Scooter has not learned how to not graze. So what Scooter does, I give him his food in my office. He eats like a tiny little bit of it, not even half, you guys. And then he's like, all right, I'm good for now. Like, that's enough for now. And then like an hour or 2 later, he wants more. And an hour or 2 after that, he wants more. Like, he usually doesn't actually finish his breakfast, and they all get the same amount of food. He doesn't finish his breakfast until around like 2:30 or 3. All right? So like, and I can't get him to eat more at once. So if I just have somebody come twice a day, he's never even gonna get one full meal. It's complicated, you guys. So this is why it's just kind of crazy, and I really need somebody to stay here, and ideally somebody who works from home, which honestly my contingency plan doesn't work from home, but I was kind of hoping maybe after day 1, Scooter would just figure it out, or at least maybe he just eat more in the evening because he'd be hungrier. But yeah, I don't know, you guys. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And there are those fancier boarding places that have big rooms and everything, but they're just expensive in general, and especially for like 3 cats. Now, I have contemplated, because I kind of feel like Scooter might, like, I think George would go back to grazing. Like, if Theo wasn't here, I think maybe I could put food out like for the whole day for George and Scooter, and they would just pace themselves. I think. I don't know, because George has now kind of figured out he needs to eat all his food at once, but maybe after day 1 he would figure it out. But yeah, like if Theo wasn't here, maybe I could have somebody come just drop food off. So I could potentially just board him, but still, those fancier cat places, oh my God, they're so expensive, you guys. So my long-term plan is to get my friends, and Chris and Megan, like they always took Toby if I needed to, if I couldn't find somebody to stay with him, and their new dog, and who's named Theo as well, and my Theo met for the 2nd time a few weekends ago, and they actually, like, George and Scooter ran and hid. My Theo came out, his hackles went up a little bit, but not crazy, and then he just kind of walked over to Theo, and Chris and Megan were holding Theo still in his harness, and they got up to each other and sniffed each other's noses, and they were pretty good, you guys. So what I want to do is take Theo over to their place like a couple times, just like to hang out, and then bring him right back home, because I don't want him to think that I'm abandoning him and giving him away to somebody else. I want him to understand that when we go to Chris and Megan's, you will eventually come back home, and that will give him some time to get more used to their Theo and on their Theo's turf. And then I'm hoping that maybe what I can do in the future, if I'm in a bind like this, is just drop Theo off at their house, and then I can have somebody just come drop food in the bowl twice a day or maybe even once a day for Scooter and George. All right, this side of this is pretty filled in. We still got a lot of space in the bag, and we don't have a lot more soil. So let me scooch around back there and see how far we can get with this. I feel like while I was mixing up more soil, this plant shifted to this side again, because it's kind of, actually no, it was the other side that was kind of top heavy. I don't know how this side got a little shifted. Who knows? We're gonna need more soil. Of course, it's not bad, you guys, but we definitely need more. Not too much. It's a good thing I bought 2 bags of horticultural charcoal earlier, because I already used 1 full bag on this, you guys. Like, this is a lot of soil. It's also a good learning lesson for when I go to repot the Monstera or the Ctenanthe, which is also about this big now, about how much soil I'm going to need and how many soil amendments. So just keep that in mind, you guys. 1 full bag of horticultural charcoal. I think the kind I use is linked in my Amazon storefront, which the link to that storefront is down in the description for you, so you can check what size bag that is, just so you have an idea when you go to repot a giant plant, if you're using my Forest 4 mix, how much of stuff you're probably going to need. Oh, you guys, I was not planning on having to make another trip to the nursery, Callaway's. But we are currently sitting almost 2 full inches below the top of the root ball. So I'm gonna have to go. I needed to get more support sticks anyway. I need to measure what size these support ticks. Oh my gosh, you guys, support sticks are. All right, I'm gonna run and do that real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this up. All right, you guys, I am back, and bad news is they did not have pine bark at the other Callaway's location either, so I have overnighted some off of Amazon. So what I'm gonna do, because it's hardly any roots, you guys, that are exposed here at the top, I'm just gonna like lightly mist down that part of the soil so that those roots don't get too dried out overnight. And then I'm just gonna have to mix up just a little bit more of my Forest 4 mix first thing in the morning, and I will just top this off so that it comes up right to the edge of the root ball, and that part will be done. But I did pick up some more support sticks. I got the next size up, so the ones that are in here now are 26 inches, but because we are now in a deeper pot, I grabbed 36-inch ones. Honestly, I actually started to grab, I made it to the checkout counter, actually, if I'm being totally honest, with 26-inch ones before my brain went, no, you're in a deeper pot now, you need slightly longer ones. I did also remember that a while back I ordered on a whim. Actually, I think it was because I needed like, I don't know, like $5 more to get free shipping on something, on an order of something. So I had gotten some clips that are kind of like the hair clips that are holding these plants up in here, the small ones. I'd gotten some specifically for plants, so I grabbed those out of my office, although these look a little bit smaller than my regular hair clips, so we'll see if these work or not. But first we need to get all of this dead crap trimmed off of here. All right guys, so hopefully you can see these are dry dead leaves, and honestly they dried up so fast. They literally went from looking like this, where normally I would cut this off the next time I watered the plant, or maybe like tomorrow, but then by tomorrow when I would get around to doing it, they would already be like this. Like this probably looked like this less than 24 hours ago. That's how quickly this has been happening. That's why there's so much dead stuff in here, because you guys know I don't like to leave dead leaves like hanging on plants. Now, another thing that I'm gonna have to figure out here, you guys, this was in a pot on a plant stand, not a very tall one, but even with that plant stand, Scooter has been chewing on the edges of these leaves. Let me see. Oh, here's a good example. You see these little twofer marks over here on this. Some of the leaves on the other side. Here's a good example right there on the tips. So I really actually need a slightly taller plant stand anyways, but I definitely don't want to leave this, even though this is a taller pot, it still doesn't have it sitting as tall as it was in that plant stand. So I definitely want to get another plant stand to put it on, because now this is just, at this level, is even more stuff that Scooter can chew on, but hopefully once we get it better staked up, it won't be quite as bad. Oh, so falling over. You know what, you guys? Maybe we should stake it up first and then do this so that I don't have like the plant flopping around. Let's do that. Did I or did I not say at the start of this video that I felt like this was going to be the most chaotic repot ever? And I kind of feel like that's how it's shaping up to be. All right, so since this side over here, let me rotate it around to better face you guys. This is where there are no supports. And this big old chonka branches is just hanging down here. What I am going to do, first of all, let me make sure I've got our soil we have in here fairly evenly around here. We are going to stick this down into the new soil, because that way we don't have to worry about disturbing any of the roots or anything, and it is going to be a little bit better for staking them up, just because I don't want, like if I go into old root ball, they're over here, and I don't want to take like a branch and put it like way out this way. I want it to still kind of fan out a little bit, if that makes sense. So you guys, this plastic stuff, or this tag at the bottom here, they are the biggest pain to get off. Like, I don't even try to get these tags off of here anymore. They don't want to come off. And they are coated in some sort of like plastic, so it's not like they're going to just, I don't know, get funky or nasty in there. I have just been leaving them on now on all my plants, and I haven't had a problem. I've had some like that in plants for over a year now. So I just don't worry about it anymore, because it was way much more stress on me trying to get them off of there. Okay, let's see. I bought 4 just in case. So for sure, we've got a floppy one here. Got a floppy one here. This one honestly needs to, and it might have been pinned to this one at some point, but that's actually where it's growing from. So where did I put the clips? Get the clips open. All right, you guys, so first thing, we're just gonna get the ones that can be attached to supports that are already in here reattached, because I feel like some of these were attached and maybe they became unattached in this process first. Do you see these? Oh no, they do fit. They fit. Those clips fit around these. I was worried they weren't, but they do. So there's that one. This one, theoretically, we could put there, but I think I'm gonna have to put a support here anyway, so I'm gonna wait on that one. But this one And this one back here, although that one's standing up pretty well on its own, but this one is not. So we are going to, man, I did not put the clips right next to me, making things difficult on myself. Put these over here. So we are going to clip this one over here. I'm not sure if I have these clips linked in my Amazon storefront, but I will double check and try to add them if I do not. Okay. God, forget how sticky this plant is. Like all my Ctenanthes are sticky with intrafloral nectar business going on, but like this one is the worst for some reason. Okay, so this one is attached to the support pole with my giant hair clip, but I attached it when it was much shorter than this, so now it's not cutting it. So we're going to release my hair clip so I can use it again. And we are going to attach this with one of these other clips, I think. Although, gotta figure out how to get it around the other one so I'm not trying to clip through two vines or branches at once, because these clips definitely will not accommodate that. Okay, I think that's good. We are like tangled on some of these. Okay, this one's probably okay just hanging out on its own. This one could use a little bit of support. But I think this one, I don't even know if y'all can see where I am at here, but because this one is so low and it's in between two of those support sticks, I'm just going to attach it to one of the sturdier bases of a different branch. And that will help keep that up. All right. I decided that one's probably fine as is, although, I don't know, we'll see, because Scooter might try to eat that one. Okay, so I think these two I'm gonna have to put a new support in here for. Same with that one. Let me check the other side, because we do have some, if you can see over here, like this one is gonna need to be attached to this support. And naturally the battery on my camera just died because I did not apparently have the charge cord plugged all the way in. Told you guys this was gonna be chaotic, and it's just getting more chaotic by the minute. All right, I don't even remember before the battery died what I was about to do over here. I said I was going to attach, here, I think we need to attach this one to this support. Even though, oh no, I was like, even though it's attached down here, it's not attached anymore. This was just a hair clip hanging out because, I don't know, it probably came off. Here's two that I've clipped to each other that need a support. The hair clip probably came off of this one when we were moving it around and everything. So, all right, this, oh my God, there's so many dead leaves. Can y'all even see that from here? Oh, you'll see it when we trim it up. Good Lord. All right, let's see, this guy over here is hanging real heavy. But will you go to a support somewhere is the real question. This might be a case of one where I am going to need to potentially just clip it somewhere higher up to another one of the branches. I'm not sure. I don't want to put a whole nother support over here for this one. We're going to have to wait on that one. Let's see. I don't even know what the heck is happening down here. I've got a bunch of them just clipped to each other. I don't even know. Okay. Everybody needs to figure out where they want to lay. Because right now it's not making a lot of sense. We may need to put another support on this side. Okay, this one needs to be over here. Boom, done. Oh my gosh, you're just like, what are you doing? Why are you between this plant branch? Oh. Oh God, you've become a three-tiered thing. That's great. No wonder you look so crazy. Are you gonna like attach to anything? I don't even know, you guys. Maybe this one will just rest on its friend. Oh yeah, that'll work. It can just rest on its friend. Okay, let's get some of these other supports in here because this is just getting out of hand. All right, we need one like right here. Big time right here. Hold on. Let me, oh my gosh, how many hair clips are on this one? 1, 2. That's just a lot of branches. Look at this crazy one. Do y'all see this? This is like 3 tiered. So they do grow in tiers over time. So the original leaf base is back over here. Then here's the next tier, and now we got tier 3 up here. That's why it's looking a little bit crazy. Once we get another support in over here, I will help support it, but yeah, this is nuts. I could trim it back, but I kind of like how it looks, you guys. I don't necessarily want to trim it back. Just want to get it going upright. Oh, that's good. This top of these, hopefully you guys can see, the top of these are still hidden by the leaves, even though they're 10 inches longer, which is great, because I don't necessarily like people being able to like see them just hanging out up there. Ooh, you've got multiple branch offs too. Oh, that's complicated. How do we want to do this? Well, let's just start by connecting this one down here. Like that. Take this crazy one. Oh, so sticky. I almost wish I had put this slightly further towards the edge of the pot. Let's move it. And of course, the clip is going to fall off. It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, you guys. We're gonna make this work. It may take me 3 hours, but I'll edit it down for you. Did I not just have another clip in my hand? Oh, I'm losing it. Okay. Put this one here. I don't even know if you guys can see this. Okay, it's staying put. All right. I may have to do some trim down. I may just have to resign myself to that. This one is just not going to stay where I put it. So that's fine. This one, maybe it'll just stay up with its friends once we get the rest of them staked up. Should probably move all the sharp objects out of the way of my feet. Maybe we go right here with this one. No, I always put them in there and then I feel like I lift these up and it's like, nope, that's not where that needed to go. Well, that's where it's going. That is just where it is going to go, I think. Some of these are just at awkward angles. Like this one is just, oh my God. I think that one's gonna have to get trimmed. Maybe it's just, I think I'm gonna have to attach it by a petiole, which I don't really like to do, but it's so, like its base stem is so low that it's not supporting it well enough. I think we're gonna have to do a trim down on this one. It's a little bit awkward, but that's okay. Let's see. These are all a little bit awkward too. So some of these are gonna get attached by their petioles. It's just what's going to happen, because otherwise, I mean, if for no other reason than the fact that Scooter is gonna sit here and chew on those leaves if I don't support these somehow. All right, I think we're gonna put one more support over here. We are slightly having an issue here. Let's see. So this is like the biggest one, biggest branch. Oh, and that one's really kind of close to that. I hate it when they're semi close to each other. I want to be able to spread these out a little bit more, but oh well. Nope, nope. Closer to the pot edge. There we go. This is another one that is going to be weird because of the way the base branches. Yeah, and it's so top heavy. So this one is going to have to be, I think, attached by a petiole again. Not my preference. Ugh. Maybe we can just... Well, that'll work. I don't have to actually attach it to anything. I'm just going to let it rest between a set of petioles on there. I think that'll work. And then I'll just attach this one below it, so that'll fill in the bottom part some more. This is so awkward, you guys. I swear, it's going to look probably a little bit wonky until the plant grows into how it has been repositioned. But all in all, at least they're higher. But this over here, let's see, I might just have to try to attach it to another plant stem back here, at least for now, until I get like a plant stand or whatnot. It's all just kind of crazy. Like, this one's resting on the pot's edge, so it's not that big of a deal to me, but Scooter will probably try to chew on some of these. I might just tuck some of those leaves in out of the way, because hopefully you guys, I don't know if you can see this, I will show you a close-up in a second, but these are the worst leaves that he chews on. Like, I mean, at least it's a non-toxic plant, right, you guys? At least there's that. We gotta figure out something back here. I think I might have to put, I got 4 supports just in case, you guys. I didn't think I was actually gonna have to use them all, but I think I am gonna have to use this one, so I guess it's a good thing I grabbed 4. So this one's actually going to go, you guys, relatively close to one of the supports that's already in there, but it's just gonna go closer to the edge of the pot, which is where this stem is like wanting to lay. It is a little bit to the right of it, but grab a clip. There we go. And there's one more back here that's just kind of hanging really low, and it's just gonna be too tempting for Scooter. So I'm gonna figure out somewhere to attach this to. I think that'll work. Okay, let's get all of this dead crap off of here, and then we will finally be done. Look at all this dead stuff on this side, you guys. This is so bad. Okay, so glad we are finally repotting this plant. So much stuff. And oh, another thing Scooter loves is to pull these off. At least he's helping me with that, right? But then he likes to bat them all over the house, so I keep finding them all over the place. So getting all of these off of here will hopefully maybe help deter him from chewing on the plant as well. I don't know. He is pretty good. Like, only toxic plant he chews on, and I don't know why, because you think he would have figured it out by now, is my Monstera deliciosa, some of the leaves that hang low on that, which is another reason why, oh, there's an alarm going off on my phone, you guys, because I thought I'd be done with this by now, but I'm not. Hold on. Okay, so that is yet another reason why I need to repot the Monstera deliciosa, and also probably need a slight plant stand for that one. As I tried to pin up the leaves that he's chewing on, he just kind of shreds the edges. I find it on the floor, so I guess he's not like actually eating it. This plant he eats though. And my Pilea Caderii, my aluminum plant in my office, like, he likes to go to town on that one. Like, and right after I feed him, you guys, it's not like, hey, I'm hungry, I'm gonna chew on this plant. Like, I mean, in the morning he chews on this one. That's usually when he does it. So maybe he is hungry when he's chewing on this one, but like, I don't know. I don't know what the logic is. He's not doing it to get my attention like Theo did when I first brought Theo home. Honestly, Theo's gotten a lot better, you guys, about not messing with the plants in most of the time. I mean, you guys saw how he knocked the plant off of the kitchen table while I was at PlantCon the other weekend. The leca plant, so watering leca everywhere, which was Scooter's dream, because Scooter likes to steal leca out of the pots and bat it around on the floor, which is why I can't have any of my leca plants on the floor anymore. But all in all, they're good cats. I mean, George is the best. Like, I'm not playing favorites, I'm just saying. George is a good boy, and if he does something I don't want him to do, all I have to say is, George, Why on earth would you do that? No. And he will just look at me like he is so ashamed and he will never do it again. I wish they were all like that. All right, you guys, I think I got, no, there's more. Oh, Lord. I think that's most of the dead leaves off this side. Let's move. And real quick, so you can see what I was talking about a second ago, here are the shredded ends of the leaves from Scooter. Woo! Sorry about that, you guys. A lot of dead stuff up here. I've only found that one completely dead like branch that I showed you at the start of this, so that's good. And one fully lost branch. I keep knocking in this camera. I am so sorry, you guys. Like, chaotic craziness. What can I say? Okay. And looks like we have a dying leaf here, so we might as well go ahead and snip that one off. Let's move over. We've got some dying leaves here, or at least one. Well, some of these look like they're completely on their way out too, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off. I mean, I could cut off these ones this Scooter was chewing out. Let's do the little makeover. Let's just cut the shredded ends off. So maybe it will look at least a little bit better where Scooter has gone to town. This one is dying off. Who knows, some of these could be dying off because they're ticked off from Scooter chewing on them. This one is starting to yellow on the bottom, so it is probably going to go. We're going to take it off. Same thing with this one over here. Oh, this one too. Oh crap, I missed one over here. So many to look at. It's hard to see them all too, you guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, this leaf was blocked. We were just over there. Did you guys see it? Like, it was blocked by another leaf. So then that's how I end up with all these dry dead leaves on here, because some of them you like can't even see until they've already like died. Oh. Anybody counting how many times I bumped the camera today? But you know what? There's worse problems to have, because if I can't have leaves dying off and I can't see them, that means the plant has plenty of leaves and is still putting out plenty of leaves, that I don't have to be too worried. But once again, I did know that it's happening because it needed to be repotted. All right, here we go again. Moving along. More yellowing leaves. Did I just hit the camera again? Oh my god, you guys. This is like starting to become comical. That one looks a little bit yellow. It's not horrible. That one's gonna go. Oh, you're stuck up there. You're good. All right. Moving again. Didn't move far enough. Some way back in here. Oh my gosh, I'm interested to know y'all's experience repotting large plants. Is it as crazy as this? Maybe you have help so it's less crazy, or have you just never had to do it before and watching this is making you never want to do it? Comment down below and let me know. More dead ones here. Lots of dead ones here. And I could go around and totally cut off all these old bits that you're seeing from where other leaves had died off right there. Like, I could cut all those shorter, but you know what? This is already taking more time than it was supposed to, and so I might just save that for another day. Okay, this actually is the worst. This is actually was the front of the plant. I know, at least I think, because the Scooter damage is way worse. Hold on, I gotta move some things out of my way to move you over there. Speaking of Scooter, I don't know if y'all can hear him, but he's meowing outside the door. Look, do you see this? Like, there's like whole leaves gone. You see this? Yeah, that's what's been happening. This side of the plant is probably extremely unhappy just because of that. And some of these leaves are definitely turning completely yellow. Look like they're gonna die off. So where he's been chewing, so we're just gonna get those out of there. I feel like you guys need to be tilted up some. Hold on. There we go. Hopefully it's not a case of this whole branch is trying to like die off because it's pissed off because he's been chewing on it, but it wouldn't surprise me. I'd be ticked off too, you know. But that's okay. There's plenty of branches. I'm not worried about it. It probably seems like we're cutting a ton of stuff off here, but this plant's still gonna look crazy full, I promise you. Scooter and I are gonna have to have a conversation again about this. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, a lot of the ones are not like looking great on this side. That's the only reason I could think for why, is there's nothing like, unless, no, this was not the side facing the wall. I was gonna say, you would think the ones on the side facing the wall would be more likely to die off because they're getting no light. But this was facing forward. I know because I watched him chew on those little ones this morning when I woke up. So who knows? Maybe they're dying out faster because that part of the soil was drying out quicker, because they were using it up quicker as they were facing the light. That might make sense. Oh, there's a lot of dead ones over here. Oh my gosh, you guys. And it's not even like I periodically, like every 2 weeks or so, I go in here and I trim off the dead stuff. This is just how fast it started killing off more leaves in the last few weeks, like I said, which is why I was like, oh my God, I've got to repot this thing. Like, I've been a bad plant mom. I do see completely new shoots, you guys, starting to push out some places in the soil. So once again, we know the plant's happy. It's just not, I mean, healthy. That's the word I was looking for. It's just not happy that I have gone this long without repotting it. Bunch more dead in here. You'll know after how chaotic this has been. Do you think I'm gonna not procrastinate on repotting the monstera, or am I gonna procrastinate harder? I'm probably going to procrastinate harder. Definitely not gonna do it in a week where I'm stressed out getting ready to go out of town, because this was not supposed to take this long. I mean, technically, you guys, hasn't been that long for you, but it's been since I first started trying. Well, I made the first trip to get the pot and everything 4 hours ago at this point. So, yeah, I missed some on the other side there, some dead ones. Okay, I think we're almost done. Another dead one down here. So I think we're almost to where we started. That can go. Some of these are really yellow. Maybe was I not cutting the yellow ones on and off on the first side we started on? I might not have been. I might not have been paying that much attention. Oh, there's another dead one hiding from me. Every time I think I've got them all, I see more. Oh, no. Like where we just rotated from. There's 1, 2, 3. think that's it, you guys. I think that's it. Well, if you're interested in the aftermath, you guys, here are all of the dead and dying leaves removed from this side. Here are all of the dead and mostly just dead leaves removed from this side. One dying leaf. That is a lot, but in general, how much better does she look, you guys? So much better. She's going to be so much happier. That one branch is bothering me, but I don't think there's a good place to hook it to, so I may just have to get over it. It might be better just for me doing that a little bit better. I mean, if I have to, I can trim it down. It's like a 5-layer, yes, a 5-layer one at this time. All right, you guys, I am so terribly sorry for like the massively chaotic repot. I honestly was semi-joking at the start of the video when I said I thought it was going to be chaotic. It was way more chaotic than I thought it was going to be, and I couldn't even fully top off the soil, but I'll be doing that first thing in the morning. I'll be sure to give you guys an update on how he, Bambi, Bams, handles the repot situation. I'm sure it will do fine. All of my prayer plant family plants, like, they're pretty happy when they have a repot. Every now and again, a calathea might throw a little bit of a fit, but in general, they all do pretty well. And if my Ctenanthe and my last Ctenanthe that I repotted or any indication, this guy is gonna do, or gal is gonna do just fine. I don't know why. This is like one of the only plants I have, you guys, where like I constantly flip between like calling it a he and a she. Anybody else do that? Let me know. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, please be sure to click that like and or subscribe button down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Aloha! Scooter, you do realize you're rolling around in dirt. You really should not be rolling around in my soil container. You are just getting covered in dirt. And I managed to do a good job of keeping the floor clean, but apparently not you.